going on, everybody? Welcome into What You Heard Reviews.
Yes. We are back with another fire review. But before we do any of that, make sure you subscribe to become part of the tribe. Do us right. Hit that like and comment because you are loving the content. Now, we got another fire review for that tale. No Sonic. We got Ben. If I'm going to say the whole name,
Okay.
and I'm going to say the shortened version.
Okay.
We got Ben Hionko Soul, aka Ben Soul.
Ben Soul, man.
Album is It You?
Is it you?
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it, man. Is this a project? Of course this is a project.
100%.
Okay, so this is a project on two fronts. And we like to do this, obviously, here. One, musically, 100%.
100%.
And is it you? Of course it is. This is a very romantic.
Very ballady.
Yes.
It's big time ballads.
Yeah, and it hits all those fronts.
Yes.
Like front to back. 9 tracks.
9
right?
tracks, yeah.
It doesn't take a lot of your time.
Nope.
And I actually do appreciate that for this type of music.
Yes.
Because it can get a little bit wearing.
Okay, so this is a super soul R&B album, and this is 100% ballads. Every single song on here is a ballad. There are no uppity joints. There are no pick-me-up joints. There's no club joints on here. This is back in the days, almost Boys to Men-esque. We walking down, and we got the whole, it's just Ben Soul, but we got the whole squad singing to the girl after school. This is one of them.
Yes, it is one of them.
So to your point for the 9 tracks, if it was any more than that, it might have been a little much. You know what I'm saying?
And I would say also that one of my criticism is I kind of wanted something a little bit more.
A little break in there.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it didn't have to be much. It could have been 1 or 2
right,
to break up a little bit. But I will say, out of all 9 tracks, there's not a bad track on here.
Yeah, and that kind of goes into the flow, right?
Yes, of course. Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah, I think for what it was, the flow was done very well. Again, to your point, I think one song at that 4, 5, 6 mark would have.
And I'm not talking like fast.
No, just a little bit more up-tempo.
Just a little bit more up-tempo.
A little bit more up-tempo just to break a little bit of the monotony of it. It's not monotonous in the production. It's just in the style, it gets a little monotonous.
Right,
so,
yeah. And I do like the flow on this as well.
Yes.
I like the way it starts out with the title track, right?
It does.
Is it you, right? And I think that is very important. Sometimes that's not necessary for projects to do that.
Right.
But I think this one, it is.
It is.
I think that was a good setup, right? For the rest of this. And it flows really well, right? After 100%. That, right? Because it's like, this levitate. It is me levitating. Is that you? And it's just like you ask that question and you just go down the track list.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, and I really like that. So I think that was very important to stick that track right at number 1.
Yep. Agreed. So, let's get into our standouts.
All right, let's do it.
I'm gonna go first.
Yeah.
Are we going 1 for 1? We going 3 for 3? What are we doing?
Yeah, man. We might have some of the same, to be honest with you, bro.
Okay.
So I don't know. You just go first.
I'll go with probably my favorite track. It's actually, if you're on Apple Music, it has the star next to it, which means it's a popular song. Sky Has Opened Doors. I love the message of this song. The hook is dope. The sonically, it's very well done behind the production. It's and lyrically, it's not crazy, but the message is dope, and the way he kind of lets the music breathe, and then kind of gets into his runs, and this is probably my favorite track on the album.
Okay, this isn't my favorite track, but it was one of my standouts as well. And
okay.
To your point, I totally agree. I like the the metaphor of having that door open, right, and like walking through that door in like a heavenly type of sense, right, and it not being shut, and going through the life motions and stuff like that, and really, really well done.
Really well done.
My favorite track is actually the title track. Is it you? I really love it, and I think that it kind of comes across when I was talking about the flow. I think it's super important. I think it's a really good song. If you listen to this particular track, you will know what you're getting into, whether or not you will like the rest of the album or not.
Right.
So I just really like that question.
Yeah.
Right. And especially for like a romantic love ballady album.
Right.
That's why I really gravitated towards that particular song.
Okay. My next one would have to be A Rose. This is probably the most up-tempo, or one of the most up-tempo songs on the whole project. Mm-hmm. It's got this cool what's the dude's name? The white boy, man, I forget his name. Rob, the singer, man, I forget his name, but it's got that kind of like guitar feel to it, and then like it's very smooth, you know what I mean, as far as like he's basically saying you're always going to be a rose no matter what. Mm-hmm. Like no matter what you do, no matter what you go through, you're going to be a rose, right? And it's basically a rose is still a rose and always a rose, right? Mm-hmm. No matter what the environment is. So love it, and I love the guitars. It's got this cool like strumming. It just has that feel.
Well, throughout the whole thing, man, the guitars in here are really kind of cool. They're very mellow, but they're really cool arranged and stuff like that. Right. Just to kind of throw that out there as well. There are particular tracks that I think that are more well done than other tracks. But I'm not, again, I want to say that I don't really think there's a bad track on here. I think there's just more what you would kind of gravitate towards and go, okay. And that's why we kind of do standouts too, as well.
For sure.
My next standout, my last standout would be Levitate.
Man, I'm with you on that.
Levitate is a great song, man. Yes. It is such... the front half of this album, I have to say, is way stronger than the second half.
It is.
And it's really good. It is really so good because it goes, Is It You? And then Levitate.
A Rose. Sky is open doors.
The way that it goes,
that 4-song stretch there
it's something different.
It's different.
It really is. It's really good. As a matter of fact, if it was an EP, I wouldn't be mad. Like if you he just took those 4 tracks and was like, you know what? But again, I'm not mad at the project. Right. I'm just saying.
No, those 4 tracks are
it's
strong.
So good. But Levitate, man. Again, I don't know how much explanation you kind of need from that, but you could just. I'm levitating because I'm in love with you.
Right.
Right. So just a really good second track.
Yes.
To this album.
Yes. 100%. I'm with you. I agree. Mm-hmm. Replayability.
This is in a weird mid-range.
Yes.
And because this type of music is really good, but it's very limited of the time that you want to listen to this type of music.
You only got a little window there. It's not going to be something you're always going to slap on in the car. It's not going to be something you're always going to slap on in the crib when you're cleaning, chilling, having a barbecue, whatever. But it does have a very good vibe to it.
Is it a vibrant thing?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Right there.
Yeah, right there.
It's a vibrant thing.
It's a vibrant thing. It has a good vibe to it.
Yes.
And for those moments when you need some, man, this would be great, man. If you just having a date with your lady, man, at the crib, and it's just the two of you, man, a couple steaks, some asparagus, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like this, this is one of those ones, especially that 4-track setup in the beginning. It's like, man, candlelit dinner, turn down the lights, you know what I'm saying? Have the ambiance, you know what I'm saying? The ambiance is what makes this a vibrant thing, man.
Cool. Score time.
Yep.
I will give this a 7.5. It's a really good project, but again, it's a little bit wearing of. I'm glad it's 9 tracks. So just put it that way. The other thing is to break up, which we talked about. I think there needs to be 1 or 2 a little bit more up tempo tracks on here.
100%.
For me to push that up a little bit further, right. Because kind of to your point, it does play a little bit into the monotonous side of things,
right?
And that obviously that kind of goes into the replayability side of it, and that's why it's at a 7.5. But it's a solid
7.5.
Neo soul R&B romantic, album.
You said it. 7.5.
Oh, you dirty rat! You took my score. He's always taking my score, man. I don't know what to tell you.
You always going first. You let me go first. You took my score. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
Anyways, 7.5.
That's where it's at.
Yeah.
I'm talking about. You guys go listen to the album. Have you listened? If you haven't, go listen. Let us know what you guys think. You know what I mean? Do you agree? Do you disagree?
Right.
Are you indifferent? Let us know down in the comment section below.
You guys stay safe. You guys stay positive out there.
And as always, it's always only about what you heard.
Peace.